Alright guys, how you doing? In this video, we've got the Beta TRX-4. We've just got some wheels, came in from China. We've got a Toyota Hilux body, and what we're going to try and do is turn this into the BBC Top Gear Toyota Hilux. A bit like what RC Sparks did. Not quite as detailed, but probably a little bit more of a usable basher. Alright, let's have a little look what's going on. Alright guys, want to make some extra cash so you can buy more toys, quit your job, go on more holidays, or maybe build a monster truck? I've got you covered. Check out my course in the description and I'll show you how to make 100k profit a year. Alright, so we've got these China wheels here. I got these from AliExpress and I'll put a link to that in the description down below. They look pretty cool actually, guys. Is that aluminium or is that steel? Steel, guys. Actually genuine steel wheels. So, what I want to do, I've got these standard TRX-4 wheels and tyres. I want to get these tyres off of these rims and then somehow try and mount them on here. People normally use acetone. I've seen someone use a hot air gun. I'm going to give it a go putting these into boiling water and see if I can get these things off that way. Boiling water, hopefully, guys, that's going to get them off. Alright, it's been in there for about 5 minutes. Let's see if anything's going to happen. No, nothing yet. No, nothing yet. God, Traxxas used some really good super glue on this stuff, which is good if you don't want it coming off, but bad if you want to get it off. Alright, so while that's going on, I was going to give this heat gun a little go. Someone on Facebook said I'd done it with a heat gun and it worked. Ruined the rims, but the tyres were fine. I don't really care about the rims, so here goes nothing. Oh, we got smoke. And that's probably... Oh, it's coming off though. Oh, it's coming off. I think we put a little bit too much heat into the rubber just there, look. Alright, that's the way we're going to do it, but a little bit less heat on the tyre. We're off! Alright guys, so this is the first time I've done this before. I haven't got a clue what's going on. It seems to be working, so what I'm going to do, get the rest of them off camera, and then later on I'll put you back on again when we mount them onto the wheels. Alright, so I've got one all mounted up, guys. Oh, guys, it's a mission. These are even harder to fit than these ones here. Made these ones really easy, but I think that might be down to because it's still a glue on the outside. And I've actually noticed the ones that you boil, the glue stays stuck to the rim, and the ones that you use the heat gun on, the glue was staying stuck to the rubber. We don't want it on the rubber, we want it to stay on the rim. So, I've got another one in here that's boiling away at the moment. So, I think that's time to come out now. That actually works really well, guys. You just got to be a little bit patient. If you've got no patience, then probably the heat gun, but the hot water does a better job. Alright, so while that's going on, let's have a quick look at this body shell. So in case you're wondering, guys, here's the part number there. And I'm hoping that that's going to fit straight onto this one, leaving the body posts where they are, because then I can swap between different body shells without having to keep adjusting it every time. So I'm kind of hoping that's going to go straight on. So I think first things first, we get this thing cut out and then just see how it sits on the chassis. So I normally go for a rough cut first, get all the worst of it off, and then we'll go around it neatly later on. The good thing is, guys, because this one's going to be a beta body to try and replicate the Top Gear Hilux, so we don't have to pay too much attention to make a perfect job. We can kind of bodge it up a little bit. Once we get that worst of it off, guys, that'll cut a lot easier. Alright, so I've got it all roughly cut out now, just sort of placed it on top. I think these body posts, we should be able to leave them where they are, and that should hopefully all fit good. It looks a tiny little bit short, but I'm probably going to make a custom-made bumper on the front anyway. Do something with a TIG welder, weld something up, and just try and make it look a little bit as much as the original one as possible. So So, best way that I've found so far to get these on, you get this inner ring and plonk that inside, and then you want to get it so that that bead sits inside that ring like that. And then chuck one of these on. But these ones here actually, guys, they don't match up perfectly, depending which orientation you put them in. So you've got to turn this until the sort of spokes line up perfectly. There. And then what I've done, you just put a tiny little dot on there. And then the same on that one, because then when it comes to putting this thing together, you know which way lines up with what. We want to make sure that this bead sits as much in there as what it can. You don't want it sitting on top like that, because what's going to happen, you're going to clamp that down, it's all going to start oozing out. So you want to make sure that that bead is sitting actually inside that ring like that, if that makes sense. Then get the inside part of the rim and chuck that on. By the way, guys, this might not be the proper way to do it. This is just the way that I did the first one and it worked. Then this hub thing here, I've actually noticed it's quite hard when you put this on the other side to get the whole lot to line up. So I put one screw in on this side, and what that does is when that's on there, that bolt hole there is going to locate it all together and make sure this is in the right space. Because when that's this way round and you're trying to get that screw in, trying to get all three to line up at the same time is really tricky. But at least this way, this side's already lined up, and then once we've got the first two in, we can take that out. So same again on this side, we want to make sure that bead sits inside on that inner ring. It's a bit tricky, but after a few attempts it does finally fall into place. And once that's all in there as good as you can get it, get the outer ring and line that dot up with that dot, and hope for the best pretty much. Hopefully we can get one screw in there now. Once you've got a couple in there, it gets a lot easier. Alright, got two in there now. But you've got to keep making sure. I'm not sure if that's actually got it. It looks like it's poking out a little bit here, look. And if it's not sitting perfectly inside that inner bead, as we start doing these up, that's just going to start coming out and we've got to do the whole lot over again. So I think you need 3 screws in there to start with. And then you can slowly, bit by bit, start doing these up until it's all the way in. And hopefully, if we've got the bead in right, it's going to all clamp down without any of it spilling out. Actually looking good. So now we can take this one out. And that actually went on quite easy. The first one I struggled with a bit. It took me a few attempts to get it all to go together. But this one here went a lot easier. The same with everything, guys. First time you do something, always difficult. Same as learning to walk. You got to fall over a few times. Just don't be scared to try things. Same in business, guys. If you ever got an idea and you want to set up a business, just try it. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? You fail. You don't really fail. You just learn. The same at this. Even if I messed it up, even if I completely screwed up the tyre. Alright, it's a lot. Most people, they look at it as in like, I've lost like 50 pounds on tyres and I've ruined it. But I look at it, I've learned something. You think people go to college and how much that costs to learn stuff. Education isn't free, guys. Sometimes you win, sometimes you learn. You never lose. The only time you lose is when you give up. That's when you fail. If you don't give up, then you can't fail. You just keep learning. Right, that's on. That's on pretty good, guys. So, right, let's get the rest of these bolted off and get the rest of that body mounted up. Alright, so that's the last one all mounted up. It's worth noting, guys, it's not airtight. If you look at one of these China ones, I mean the alloy ones, these ones here, they're fully airtight. But these ones here, every single one isn't. So I'm guessing you probably could make them airtight, but you'd probably have to put a little bit of silicone sealant or something in there before you assemble them. Alright, so I've got it all mounted up now, guys. It's a bit tricky trying to figure out where to put the hole, so I think what I'm going to do next, join this together temporarily. Alright, so it's not a perfect fit on here, guys. I mean, we got this lined up with the back here. And we can't really go that way. I mean, really, looking where the wheel arches are, I could do with mounting that body a little bit further forward. But where these body posts are, you can't. So, really, what we would really want to do is probably take this whole unit here and just move that a little bit further that way. But the trouble is, I still want to run this body. So, I think I'm just going to have to leave this as it is. mount that on there, hope for the best. I mean, it's going to be a little bit too far back, but hopefully it's not going to look too silly. I mean, I don't know what else I could do. Maybe I could possibly put a spacer in here and just sort of split the whole bed slightly, put a little, you know, something in there. So what I think I'll do for now, get this back end mounted up, get a couple of pins in there, and then this actually stretches a little bit. So I'm probably going to stretch that out a little bit to where it sits nice, mount this up, and then this bit here is either going to have to stretch or we're going to make up a little spacer or something to put in there. I mean, the thing is, this thing's going to be so beat up looking anyway, it's probably just going to add to the, you know, the effect if everything doesn't line up properly anyway. Alright, so that bit's on. I mean, that back bumper could probably be raised up a little bit, maybe. So now the front, we're going to have to stretch it out a little bit to where it doesn't look too silly. Alright, so I'm just taking this bumper off for now, because I'm going to make my own custom made one with metal and use a TIG welder to weld that up. It does look like it's sitting a little bit too high. I mean, the front we could drop down, but on the back, we're kind of limited by these shock towers. We can't get the back down anymore. That's as low as the back will go. The only way we could get the back any lower would be to get some custom made shock mounts and maybe move the shocks over here. But I don't really want to do all that. I want to keep it just so I can stick other bodies on. So we're probably going to have to run with that. I mean, I could move these up, but then it's not going to fit this body anymore. So I don't know, guys. I'm not sure. I'll probably just leave it like that because it doesn't look too bad. And it's only, once it's all beaten up and everything, it's probably going to add to the effect. What do you reckon, guys? Alright, so I think what I'm going to do next is paint this thing first, and then we're going to worry about all the rusting and the beats and the dents and all the scrapes and everything afterwards. Luckily, guys, we haven't got to worry too much about a perfect paint job, because it's going to get beaten up anyway. So in a way, the more crappy it looks, probably the better the effect's going to be. Alright, so I got the body mounted up. I gave it a coat of black on the inside. I've done it really blotchy. I've done the red quite blotchy, and then put the black on top blotchy as well. What that done, it kind of made all the black show through and makes the paint look a little bit old. But it still looks too shiny. It's got to look worse. I mean, this is kind of what I want it to look like when it's done. I've got a few pictures loaded up on here. And I think I don't want to make it quite as bad as some of these on here. I think that's too destroyed, but if I go for something roughly like that, I reckon that'd be pretty good. I mean, I know it's not the exact same body shell, but it's close. I want to get the body down a little bit lower. I think it's sitting a little bit too high. I mean, I could change these a little bit, but I want to keep the setup as it is so I can keep running this other body, what I've got here. This is my favourite body, so I want to be able to put that on at any point in time. And then just sort of have a quick swap over and just be able to put this one on. So another way I think I could maybe lower this down a bit is if I get the heat gun out. Still looks a bit shiny. Maybe we've got to rough it up a little bit in places. Alright guys, so I think we're going to call it a day for this video. I mean, there's still a lot more I want to do to this. I want to add some rust, I want to add some ball bars, probably put a roll cage in the back, try and make it look a little bit more realistic. But for now, I think that looks pretty cool. If you've got any ideas, guys, leave them in the comments. So let's have a quick admiration of this thing, then we'll take it for a quick spin. So alright guys, hope you liked this video. If you did, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, smash that bell button to stay notified. See you soon guys.